Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about not just Ethereum, but Bitcoin mainly. But this is a general video on the current market right now. We've had a pretty uh, uh, not a nasty correction. I mean, today we're down 7%. For the week, we're down a little over. And from the top of $65,000, we've corrected back down for 14%. And where we've landed in terms of Bitcoin's price is the 50-day moving average. We broke right through the 20-day, and here we are at the 50-day. So the name of the game, at least for today, is to hold this moving average. If it doesn't, then we could potentially see more movement to the downside, more specifically to the 20-week moving average. To not forget, the 20-week moving average is at $42,413, and we're currently about 31% above the 20-week moving average. So a 30% drop over the course of another week or 2 weeks is entirely on the table. And so this is something that we have to keep in mind. With this drop, as obviously all coins have dropped harder, with the exception of a few like Celsius or VeChain for that matter. Also, Dogecoin is up for today, I believe, like 22% in the last 24 hours, which is pretty impressive. However, um, I just wanted to briefly cover the ones that I talk about on this channel. Ethereum is still looking pretty good on the weekly. It's only dropped, it hasn't dropped a lot against Bitcoin, down, 0.5% at the most. Um, it's the US dollar valuation that got a little hammered, which is now back down to $2,147. Chainlink also still looking okay. We're still above the 20-week moving average, which is great. In fact, we um, got rejected off the 50-week moving average, but I don't necessarily talk about the 50-week for Chainlink, more so on the 20-week moving average. We're still above it. As long as it can stay above it for the next 9 hours and 30 minutes, I think we're in good shape to close the 20-week moving average at a decisive level, significantly above the 20-week moving average. We're currently 13% above. I think that's pretty good. It's better than the last time, which was, barely above, and then we got rejected down the week after. Uniswap is currently in, if I flip it to the daily, in this pattern here. Uh, Coincidentally, I mean, Bitcoin was also in a kind of a structure as well, but we broke right through it. So that goes to show that structures don't necessarily 100% guarantee outcome. In this structure, it is the theory behind it is that Uniswap should break up to the upside. However, when we talk about Bitcoin and the potential of a 20-week moving average contact, uh, and the proximity of where Uniswap is in its own structure, if Bitcoin does do that, then we could see Uniswap break through this structure. However, we haven't seen that. Time will tell in the coming week or 2 weeks on how that's going to look. Basic attention token, obviously, is also down. It's down, 8% against Bitcoin, so not doing very well. However, the 20-day moving average has been our key support level for a number of months, ever since January, making significant contacts here, 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 and here. And here we are for the fifth time, making contact at it again. Once again, if Bitcoin does do this is all under the preface if Bitcoin's able to hold its 50-day moving average. If it doesn't, basic attention token may as well just drop even further. Um, it is a high volatile coin, high risk coin, and therefore we shouldn't expect it to react any differently than other altcoins when Bitcoin does a significant drop. But at the moment, it's holding the 20-day moving average. We'll see how long it holds. If it does hold, then I would expect another bounce back from basic attention token, much like it has done every single time it has made contact with the 20-day and held it as support. It resulted in a pretty good rally for basic attention token. Litecoin and XRP, just briefly, are down. But I mean, again, they're altcoins. It is as expected. They're not hitting um, any kind of significant really support. only going above, touching above the the accumulation zone that we have out for us. If it does drop even further, you can interpret that as another opportunity to accumulate these two coins um, back in this accumulation zone. However, keep in mind that um, if we cool down for a few months, the entire market, then obviously Litecoin and XRP might not do very well, especially if Bitcoin's going to be heading towards its 20-week moving average. In the short term, Litecoin and XRP might not do very well, so keep that in mind. But that's pretty much the general outlook for all coins, specifically the ones that I cover. Altcoins are still looking okay on the week. Interestingly enough, Bitcoin is the one that has the red weekly candle now, down 7.11% for the week. Again, the 20-week moving average is at $42,400. It is increasing at a pretty impressive rate at around $2,000 a week. So next week we could see a $44,000 20-week moving average. Which really would be, getting ever so closer to the price. We'd then be at that point next week 26% above the 20-week moving average. Um, Obviously, with this drop and what we talked about, altcoins are down. Dominance is up, almost a percent, half a percentage point up for today. But in all reality, we're still looking pretty impressive on the dominance chart. I mean, even with this move, look how far we've come from 71% dominance down to the 50s. We're currently at 53.39. We worked down yesterday, if I remember correctly, to around 51.79% dominance. So even with this drop, we're still, altcoins still show a lot of strength on the weekly. So in short, no cause for concern at this moment. Um, Always expect some kind of drops. Nothing lasts forever. Uh, but the question now is, and obviously the narrative has changed, at least for the short term, is to see what Bitcoin does, and that is the name that is the question that everyone's waiting for an answer for, until they exercise more risk taking on their altcoins or changing their positions. They kind of want to see where Bitcoin goes. If it breaks the 50-day and we drop even further, like it did, we wicked past down the 50-day. If we went further down to where the wick was, then obviously the narrative of us going back down to the 20-week becomes more and more of a reality and more of a possibility. In which case, all coins are not going to do well in the short term. As always, this is a good reminder, whenever Bitcoin drops like this, is to make sure that your portfolio, and again, this is not financial advice, but in my experience, having a majority of your portfolio in Bitcoin can reduce your risk. Okay, because look, when Bitcoin drops 7%, everything else drops harder. Link is down 8% against the US dollar. Ethereum's down 7%. It's holding its own against Bitcoin. Basic attention tokens down 13% against the US dollar. So um, if you hold Bitcoin, a majority in Bitcoin, you don't get exposed to as much to the downside risk of holding your altcoins. But at the same time, if they all go up, then you reap the benefits of holding more volatile coins. So I think that's it's a good enough trade-off for me for to hold Bitcoin and Ethereum as majority stake of my portfolio. But that's all for today, you guys. Hope you have a great Sunday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.